You're here, and that's no accident. The universe has brought you to this moment for a reason far greater than you can currently comprehend. You felt it, haven't you? The subtle tug, the quiet but persistent voice inside you reminding you that you're different, that you've always been different. But this difference isn't something to fear, it's something the negative forces fear. They know your power, and they tremble before it, because make no mistake, you are the most powerful chosen one. Now, you might ask, why would negative forces fear me? Why would they go to such lengths to stop me, to cloud my mind with doubt, to pull me away from my true self? The answer lies in a deep understanding of power, true power. It's not the kind of power that shouts or seeks to dominate. No, the power you wield is of a far higher nature, a spiritual force so immense that even the dark energies shrink in its presence. They know that once you fully awaken to this power, nothing, absolutely nothing can stand in your way. But here's the thing, they don't want you to realize that. They want to keep you distracted, confused, and fearful. You see, fear is their weapon, their only means of control. They thrive on it because fear lowers your vibration, disconnects you from your true essence, and dims the light of your consciousness. But once you understand this, once you truly see the game that's being played, you become immune to their tactics. Fear, doubt, confusion, they dissolve in the light of your awareness. And that's what they fear most, your awakening.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
Have you ever wondered why, when you begin to embrace your spiritual path, challenges seem to intensify? Why it feels as though the universe is testing you more than ever? It's not because you're doing something wrong. It's because you're doing something right. As you begin to align with your higher self, as you step into your true purpose, the negative forces become desperate. They know their time is running out, so they throw everything they've got at you: doubts, distractions, even people in your life who try to pull you off course. But here's the truth. These are not signs of your failure. They are signs of your success. You're getting closer, closer to the ultimate realization of who you are. You're peeling away the layers of conditioning, of societal expectations, of old patterns that no longer serve you. And as you do, the negative forces lose their grip on you. They know they can't stop you, so they try to slow you down. So even that is futile, because once you've tasted the truth of your own power, there's no going back. Now let me ask you this. What would happen if you fully embraced your power? What would your life look like if you stopped playing small? If you stopped allowing fear to dictate choices? Can you imagine the ripple effects of stepping into your true essence, of living from a place of pure, unshakable knowing? The impact you would have on the world would be profound. You see, your awakening is not just about you. It's about everyone you come into contact with. Your light, once fully ignited, becomes a beacon for others. And that's why the negative forces fear you, because your power is contagious. Once you awaken, you inspire others to awaken, and the light spreads like wildfire. So let's not ignore the challenges you'll face along the way. Awakening to your true power is not an easy path. It requires courage, perseverance, and a willingness to face the darkness within. The negative forces will try to convince you that the darkness is stronger than the light. But you know better, don't you? Deep down, you've always known that the light cannot be extinguished. It may flicker, it may dim at times, but it is eternal, and so are you. Now take a moment to reflect. What are the ways in which fear has held you back? How have the negative forces attempted to keep you small, to keep you from realizing your true potential? And more importantly, how can you begin to release those fears, to step fully into your power, knowing that the only thing the negative forces truly fear is your awakening? Now that you've begun to see through the illusions, you might wonder, how do I continue this journey? How do I move forward when the negative forces feel so strong at times? Here's the key: you are not alone. You never have been. The universe is conspiring in your favor, and it always has been. But the negative forces want you to believe the opposite. They want you to feel isolated, unsupported, and overwhelmed. That's how they keep you from accessing the incredible power that lies within you. You see, the universe operates with perfect intelligence. Every experience you've had, every challenge you've faced, has been perfectly designed to bring you to this moment. It may not always feel that way. Sometimes, when you're in the thick of it, it feels as though everything is working against you. But that's simply not true. The universe is always guiding you toward your highest good, even when the path seems unclear. Have you ever experienced a moment of synchronicity? A moment when things just seem to line up perfectly, as if the universe was speaking directly to you. Those moments are not coincidences. They are reminders that you are on the right path, that you are being guided. But the negative forces will try to convince you otherwise. They'll try to make you doubt those moments, to brush them off as mere chance. And don't fall for it. Those moments are glimpses of the truth that you are deeply connected to the flow of the universe, and that flow is always moving you toward your highest purpose. But here's the thing: you have to trust it. Trust is the key that unlocks the door to your true power. When you trust the universe, when you trust yourself, the negative forces lose their grip on you. Fear cannot coexist with trust. When you trust, you no longer feel the need to control everything. You no longer feel the need to force outcomes or micromanage your life. You simply allow the universe to do what it does best: guide you toward your highest good. Let me ask you this: what would your life look like if you fully trusted the universe? If you fully trusted that everything, even the challenges, were working in your favor? How much lighter would you feel? How much freer? Because that's what trust does. It frees you from the burden of fear, from the need to control, from the constant worry that things won't work out. The negative forces thrive on control. They want you to believe that you have to control every aspect of your life, that if you let go, everything will fall apart. But the truth is, the opposite is true. When you let go, when you surrender to the flow of the universe, that's when things truly begin to come together. That's when you begin to see the magic unfold. But surrender is not about giving up. It's about giving over your fears, your doubts, your need for control, and trusting that the universe has your back. And it does. The universe always has your back, but you have to meet it halfway. You have to be willing to let go of the need to control, to trust that even when things seem chaotic, there is a higher order at play. The negative forces will try to convince you that chaos is random, that it's a sign of failure. But chaos is often the precursor to transformation. It's the universe's way of rearranging things to better serve your growth. So, the next time you find yourself in the midst of chaos, instead of resisting it, ask yourself, what is the universe trying to teach me? How is this chaos serving my highest good? Now, take a moment to breathe. Feel that truth settle deep within your being. The power within you is greater than any force outside of you. This is not just a comforting phrase. This is a universal law. There is nothing, no negative energy, no external circumstance that can overpower the infinite strength that resides within you. But the negative forces want you to forget this. They want you to believe that the external world has power over you, that your circumstances dictate your reality. But here's the truth: you are the creator of your reality. The circumstances around you are merely reflections of your inner state. Now think about that for a moment. If your outer world is a reflection of your inner world, then what happens when you reclaim your inner power? What happens when you stop giving your power away to fear, to doubt, to the opinions of others? The answer is simple. Your external reality begins to shift. The negative forces lose their hold on you because they no longer have a foothold in your mind. They thrive on your belief in powerlessness, and once that belief dissolves, they have nothing left to grasp onto. So, how do you reclaim this power? It begins with awareness. You must first become aware of the ways in which you've been giving your power away. So have you been allowing fear to dictate your choices? Have you been letting the opinions of others shape your sense of self-worth? Have you been focusing so much on external circumstances that you've forgotten about the immense power within you? Awareness is the first step. Once you see the ways in which you've been giving your power away, you can begin to take it back. But this is where the journey gets deep, because reclaiming your power requires you to face the parts of yourself that you've been avoiding. It requires you to confront the shadows within the fears, the doubts, the limiting beliefs that have been running your life behind the scenes. The negative forces don't just exist outside of you, they also exist within. They show up as the voice in your head that tells you you're not good enough, that you're not worthy, that you'll never succeed. And here's the kicker, those voices are not your own. They've been implanted by a world that thrives on keeping you small. But now you have the power to silence them. You have the power to rewrite the story. And it starts with a simple yet profound question. Whose voice am I listening to? Is it the voice of your higher self, the part of you that knows you are limitless, powerful, and divine? Or is it the voice of fear, the voice that tries to make you believe you are weak, unworthy, and insignificant? Once you can distinguish between the two, you can choose which voice to listen to. And make no mistake, you always have a choice. As you begin to listen more and more to the voice of your higher self, something incredible happens. The negative forces lose their influence. Their power comes from your attention, from your belief in their lies. When you stop feeding them with your energy, they begin to fade into the background. They become nothing more than distant whispers, easily ignored, and in their place, the voice of your higher self becomes louder, clearer, more powerful. But here's the thing, your higher self will never shout. It doesn't need to. It speaks in a quiet, confident whisper, always guiding you toward your highest good. To hear it, you must quiet the noise of the outside world. You must create space for stillness, for reflection, for connection with your inner self. The negative forces will try to fill your life with distractions, with endless noise and busyness, because they know that in stillness you find your power. So I ask you, how often do you create space for stillness? How often do you tune out the noise of the world and tune into the wisdom of your soul? This is where your true power lies, in the stillness, in the quiet moments when you connect with the infinite wisdom within you. The more you cultivate this connection, the more powerfully you will move through the world. The negative forces will try to shake you, but they will no longer have the ability to pull you off course, because you will know with every fiber of your being that the power within you is greater than any force outside of you. But remember, this is a practice. It's not something that happens overnight. It's a journey of coming back to yourself, again and again, even when the world tries to pull you away. And the beauty of this journey is that with each step, you become stronger. With each moment of stillness, you deepen your connection to your true power. And as you do, the negative forces become less and less relevant in your life. They may still exist, but they no longer have the power to control you. So, let me ask you this, what would your life look like if you fully embraced the power within you? How would you move through the world if you knew, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that nothing outside of you could ever overpower the light within you? Take a moment to imagine that reality, because that reality is available to you right now. It's not some far-off dream, it's a truth that exists in this very moment. All you have to do is claim it. Now that you've begun to reclaim your power, something incredible begins to happen. Your light starts to shine brighter, and as your light expands, it naturally begins to affect the world around you. This is why the negative forces have worked so hard to keep you in the dark. They know that once you fully step into your light, you become a force of transformation. Your light doesn't just illuminate your own path, it illuminates the paths of others. And that's what the negative forces fear most. You see, the world is in desperate need of your light. There are so many people walking through life in a state of darkness, disconnected from their true selves, burdened by fear and doubt. And when you shine your light, you give them permission to do the same. You become a living example of what's possible when someone steps into their power. And that's why the negative forces work so hard to dim your light, because they know that your light is contagious. But here's the thing, no matter how hard they try, they cannot extinguish your light. They can cloud it, they can distract you from it, but they cannot destroy it. Your light is eternal, and once you fully recognize that there is nothing they can do to stop you, that's why it's so important to keep shining, even when the world feels heavy, even when the negative forces try to pull you down. Well, it's every time you shine your light, you inspire others to do the same. You create ripples of transformation that extend far beyond what you can see. But shining your light is not always easy. The negative forces will try to convince you that your light is not needed, that it's insignificant, that it won't make a difference. They'll try to make you feel small, to keep you from stepping fully into your power. But let me remind you, your light does make a difference. Even if you can't see the full impact of your light, it is felt. Every time you choose love over fear, every time you choose compassion over judgment, every time you choose to live from your higher self, you are changing the world. So, how can you continue to shine your light even in the face of darkness? It starts with a commitment to yourself, a commitment to keep coming back to your power, to keep choosing love over fear, even when it feels difficult. It requires you to be vigilant about the energy you allow into your life. The negative forces will try to surround you with negativity, with doubt, with fear. But you have the power to choose what you allow into your space. You have the power to protect your energy, to create boundaries that keep the negative forces at bay. And as you do, your light will grow stronger. It will become unshakable. The negative forces will still exist, but they will no longer have the ability to dim your light, because you will know with every cell in your being that you are the most powerful chosen one, and the world needs your light now more than ever. So I ask you, will you rise to the occasion? Will you step fully into your power and allow your light to shine, knowing that the negative forces fear you because they know just how powerful you truly are?